Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon. My name is Marc Paris, and I'm the Executive Director of Drug Free Kids Canada. We welcome the opportunity to address this committee and to present our perspective on the impact that legalization of cannabis may have on youth. Drug Free Kids Canada is a non-profit organization devoted to educating parents about drugs, raising public awareness issues surrounding drug use, and facilitating open conversations between parent and teen in order to ensure that all young people will be able to live their lives free of substance abuse. With me today is DFK Advisory Council member Mr. Glen Barnes, Managing Director at Barnes & Associate and former President and CEO of the Dave Smith Youth Center in Ottawa. Mr. Barnes has extensive experience in dealing with youth substance disorder. We are here before you today to make the case that whatever the outcome of legalization of recreational cannabis, a key objective must be to protect our kids. We want to discuss today two areas of major concern and propose a few solutions. The first area is the underage market, and the second, the youth segment of the legal market that we define as 18 to 25. First, the underage market. Since the minimum age has been set in all provinces to align mostly with alcohol at 18 or 19, we remain skeptical that we will see a reduction in underage consumption. Canadian youth have one of the highest rates of cannabis use worldwide. You've heard this before. Cannabis is the number 2 substance used by teens after alcohol, with 1 in 5 teens using at least once. However, as teens grow older, consumption rises to over 1/3, 37% by grade 12. Mr. Barnes is here to talk about his hands-on experience on the front line and to give you some insight as to the kind of issues that arises between a parent and adolescent in the context of substance use disorder. Glen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have the privilege of I'm not supposed to touch that button yet. I have the privilege of appearing before you as a member of the Advisory Committee of Drug Free Kids Canada. I offer my skills as a knowledge bridge capable of transferring scientific data to the real-world treatment program applications. In addition to an undergraduate degree in biology, I hold a master's degree in health service administration and a law degree. Unfortunately, I also have Parkinson's disease, and as my talk goes on, my voice level will drop. That's part of the package. As a manager of an addiction treatment organization, parents were often referred to me to assist them in forcing their adolescent children into treatment. My impression was that parents were as much in need of education of accurate facts as the adolescents were. I want to share with you 2 examples. In the case of a single parent of a 16-year-old girl, I received a complaint from the mother of the adolescent that we were treating, who was upset with our staff therapist who had suggested that a mother supplying cannabis to her daughter at the age of 14 was wrong and most probably dangerous. At the other extreme, a middle-aged mother became very upset with staff because they contradicted her opinion that her son could have died from the use of cannabis. Over a period of some 2 weeks, that woman called me repeatedly on a daily basis to tell me that our facts were incorrect and that the use of cannabis was in fact lethal. Despite her frustration, there was little we could do when she showed up at the doorstep of the treatment center and demanded that we discharge her 15-year-old son into her care. Our level of knowledge of the functioning of the brain, especially in the area of cognitive skills, has grown in leaps and bounds, and yet there's still so much that we don't know. In particular, in the fields of psychology, neurology, and psychiatry, there is concern about damage to evolving pathways during the maturing process. Will the damaged brain repair itself on notions of plasticity, or will there be permanent damages to the pathways? We believe that parents can be central to changing the relationship that kids have with drugs, and we are here to educate and support them. A robust ongoing awareness and public education strategy targeting parents and youth should be part of the solution to reduce drug use by teens, and I'll turn it back over to Mr. Petty.
This past June, in anticipation of legalization, Drug Free Kids launched a national campaign to promote the Cannabis Talk Kit, which the Minister talked to you about last week, which has now topped the 250,000 mark in deliveries and downloads. Our plan is to repeat the same campaign this coming September, running right up to about mid-January. The second area of concern we wish to discuss today is regarding the branding, marketing, and promotion of cannabis products. The current legislation proposes strict packaging and banning all advertising and promotion. This more closely aligns with tobacco than alcohol. However, we've been closely observing the recreational cannabis industry and have huge concerns that they plan on lobbying the government to relax their tight regulations after a couple of years. Their argument being that they need to differentiate their product from the illegal stuff. We fear big liquor and big tobacco will quickly swoop in and take over the industry. This would take us down the path of alcohol, which is something we must prevent at all costs. This has already begun. Witness Constellation Brands' 10% purchase of Canopy Growth for $245 million with an option to buy another 10%. To quote the CEO of Constellation in a statement, "Our company's success is the result of our focus on identifying early-stage consumer trends, and this is another step in that direction." The youth segment represents the biggest group of consumers of cannabis, just like alcohol. If we relax the regulations to allow the marketing promotion of cannabis products, who do we think they'll target first? We propose that this committee include in the legislation a moratorium on reviewing the regulations on the branding, marketing, and promotion of cannabis for 10 years. The basis for this timeline is that it will take at least a generation to measure the true societal impact on youth to the legalization of cannabis. The government's approach to legalization of recreational cannabis was to better regulate and control the sale and distribution in order to protect our children. Let's not leave a crack in the door for our kids to become targets of exploitation by big business. I'd like to thank Mr. Barnes, the DFK Advisory Council, and this committee for allowing us to present our point of view.
Thank you very much to both of you.